Pope Leo XIV arrived in the southern Italian town of Acerra on Saturday to offer comfort to a region scarred by decades of environmental crime.
The European Union has signed a revamped trade deal with Mexico as part of efforts to expand its influence in Latin America.
Pope Leo XIV arrived in the southern Italian town of Acerra on Saturday to offer comfort to a region scarred by decades of environmental crime. Arriving on a pastoral visit to the notorious Terra dei Fauci, or Land of Fires, the pontiff met relatives of those who lost their lives to toxic waste pollution. Inside Acerra Cathedral, the Pope delivered a searing denunciation of the criminal activity and the systemic indifference that allowed illegal dumping to flourish. He urged society to break the entire chain of corruption and warned against the dangers of resignation, calling for a profound cultural shift. Moving outside to address thousands of faithful and 90 regional mayors gathered in Piazza Calipari, the Pope contrasted the region's ancient fertility with its current ecological devastation. He concluded his address with a prayer for civic redemption, calling on local leaders to transform the destructive blazes of toxic waste into a renewal of care and love for the land.
The risk from the deadly Ebola outbreak has been raised to the highest level for the Democratic Republic of Congo, the World Health Organization announced as the toll continued to rise. There are now 82 confirmed cases and 7 confirmed deaths in the DRC, with almost 750 suspected cases and 177 suspected deaths, the WHO said.
The potential of this virus is spreading rapidly is high, very high, and that changed the whole dynamic. Linked to that is the capacity to respond to this outbreak. Insufficient control. DG was very clear that it was in a humanitarian situation. So when you combine these two, the risk shift from high to very high in eastern DRC.
The outbreak has been caused by the rare Bundi-Bujo virus, which has no proven vaccine. It is one of the most deadly viral diseases with fatality rates of up to 90%. It has also spread into neighboring Uganda, where 3 new cases were confirmed on Saturday, bringing the total to 5, including 1 death. The European Union has signed a revamped trade deal with Mexico as part of efforts to expand its influence in Latin America, shortly after the Mercosur Pact entered into force. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum was joined by European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa for a summit in Mexico City to sign the deal.
The goal here is simple. We want to create even more jobs and value on both sides. With swift ratification, tariffs on virtually all Mexican agri-food exports to Europe will disappear. Imagine the opportunities. European companies, drawn by Mexico's talent and dynamism, already support more than 5 million jobs here, and there is much more to come.
The economic partnership reflects efforts on both sides to reduce their dependence on the U.S. and on China. The deal strengthens the EU's diversification strategy by updating a 20-year-old agreement that had already eliminated tariff barriers on bilateral trade. A Portuguese court has remanded in custody the mother and stepfather of 2 French children that had been abandoned on a roadside earlier this week. Considering the couple a flight risk, the court ordered the 41-year-old woman and 55-year-old man to be placed in pretrial detention for the crimes of aggravated assault, endangerment, and abandonment of the boys after a 2-day hearing. The case has drawn widespread attention in Portugal and France since the 2 small boys were found on Tuesday evening crying beside a road near Alcácer do Sal. The couple was arrested Thursday by Portuguese authorities in the central town of Fátima and brought before an investigating judge on Friday at the court in the southern port city of Setúbal. The children have been placed with a French foster family in Lisbon pending their return to France.